What if one wrong step could take you out of reality forever? No monsters hiding under your bed, no haunted house, no escape plan, just endless yellow hallways, buzzing fluorescent lights, and the terrifying feeling that something is watching you. Today we're diving deep into The Backrooms, one of the most anticipated horror films based on the internet phenomenon that terrified millions. Does it live up to the legendary creepypasta? Is it the future of horror cinema? And why are audiences calling it one of the most unsettling movie experiences in years? Stay until the end because we'll break down the story, the horror, the hidden meanings, the performances, and whether this movie truly deserves the hype. Before discussing the movie itself, it's important to understand why The Backrooms became such a massive cultural phenomenon. What started as a simple image posted online evolved into one of the internet's most famous horror stories. The concept is deceptively simple. If you're unlucky enough to no-clip out of reality, you end up trapped inside an endless maze of empty office-like rooms. The yellow wallpaper, stained carpets, and constant fluorescent buzzing create a nightmare that feels strangely familiar yet completely wrong. Unlike traditional horror stories, The Backrooms focuses on isolation, uncertainty, and psychological fear. Millions of fans expanded the lore with different levels, creatures, and theories, transforming a single image into an entire universe. The movie had enormous expectations because fans wanted the mysterious atmosphere preserved while also creating a compelling cinematic experience. The movie follows a group of individuals who find themselves separated from reality after a strange event. What initially appears to be a simple disappearance quickly evolves into a terrifying survival story. The characters soon realize they are trapped in a seemingly infinite environment where every hallway looks identical and every turn leads to more confusion. As they search for answers and a way back home, they begin encountering strange anomalies that challenge their understanding of reality. The story balances mystery and horror effectively, gradually revealing information rather than overwhelming viewers with exposition. Instead of focusing solely on jump scares, the narrative builds tension through uncertainty and the constant fear of the unknown. Every discovery raises new questions, keeping audiences engaged throughout the film. The true star of The Backrooms isn't a character or a monster, it's the atmosphere. From the very first scene, the film creates a sense of discomfort that rarely lets up. Endless hallways stretch into darkness. The fluorescent lights flicker unpredictably. The sound design makes every footstep feel significant. Even when nothing is happening, the audience feels uneasy. That's where the movie succeeds most. It understands that horror doesn't always come from what you see. Sometimes the most frightening thing is what might be around the next corner. The filmmakers clearly understood why the original Backrooms concept became popular and worked hard to preserve that feeling. The result is a movie that feels genuinely unsettling even during its quiet moments. One of the biggest questions surrounding the movie was whether it would rely on cheap jump scares or embrace psychological horror. Thankfully, the film leans heavily towards psychological terror. The fear comes from uncertainty, loneliness, and the realization that the characters may never escape. When the movie does introduce more traditional horror elements, they feel earned rather than forced. The scares are effective because they emerge naturally from the environment. The filmmakers understand that the audience's imagination is often more powerful than anything shown directly on screen. By keeping many threats hidden or partially revealed, the movie maintains a constant sense of dread that lasts from beginning to end. Visually, The Backrooms is stunning in a very unusual way. Most horror films rely on darkness, but this movie often uses bright lighting to create fear. The endless yellow rooms become increasingly disturbing the longer you look at them. The cinematography emphasizes scale and emptiness, making the characters appear tiny compared to the seemingly infinite environment surrounding them. Long tracking shots allow viewers to absorb the unsettling details of the setting. Every frame feels carefully designed to maximize discomfort. The movie transforms ordinary office aesthetics into something deeply unsettling. proving that horror can be found in the most mundane places. Without revealing major spoilers, the movie takes an interesting approach to the creatures and entities associated with Backrooms lore. Instead of flooding the screen with monsters, the film uses them sparingly. This decision helps maintain mystery and prevents the creatures from becoming less frightening through overexposure. Every appearance feels significant. The movie understands that fear often comes from anticipation rather than direct confrontation. By carefully controlling what the audience sees, the filmmakers preserve the unsettling nature of the entities while keeping the focus on psychological horror. Beyond the scares, The Backrooms explores deeper themes about isolation, anxiety, uncertainty, and the fear of losing control. The endless hallways can be interpreted as a metaphor for modern life, where people often feel trapped in routines without clear direction. The inability to find an exit reflects universal fears about being stuck in situations beyond our control. These thematic elements add depth to the movie and elevate it beyond a simple horror experience. Different viewers may interpret the symbolism differently, which encourages discussion long after the credits roll. The movie succeeds because it respects the source material while adapting it for a broader audience. The atmosphere is exceptional, the cinematography is memorable, the sound design is outstanding, the pacing allows tension to build naturally, the performances help ground the supernatural elements. Most importantly, the film understands that The Backrooms is fundamentally about fear of the unknown. Rather than over-explaining everything, it preserves mystery and encourages audiences to fill in the gaps with their own imaginations. No movie is perfect, and The Backrooms has some weaknesses. Certain viewers may find the slower pacing challenging, especially if they prefer action-heavy horror films. Some questions remain unanswered, which could frustrate audiences looking for clear explanations. A few character arcs may feel underdeveloped, and some story beats could have benefited from additional exploration. However, many of these issues stem from the film's commitment to preserving mystery, which will likely divide viewers depending on their expectations. The Backrooms is a fascinating horror film that successfully transforms an internet legend into a cinematic nightmare. It may not satisfy everyone, especially viewers seeking constant action or straightforward explanations, but it excels at creating atmosphere and psychological tension. The movie captures the unsettling essence of the original concept while expanding it into a larger story. For fans of slow-burn horror, mystery, and deeply unsettling environments, this film offers an unforgettable experience. So, is The Backrooms one of the best horror movies inspired by internet culture? For many viewers, the answer will be yes. It's creepy, immersive, thought-provoking, and unlike almost anything else in modern horror. Whether you're a longtime fan of the Backrooms lore or someone experiencing this strange universe for the first time, the movie delivers a memorable journey into the unknown. If you enjoyed this review, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment below with your own rating of The Backrooms. Did it live up to the hype, or were you expecting more? Thanks for watching, and remember, if reality ever starts to feel a little strange, be careful where you step. You never know what might be waiting beyond the walls.